Hey there, I'm Emily Parker, your friendly neighborhood software engineer from the Chicago suburbs. I'm lounging in my cozy apartment, sipping on coffee and aimlessly scrolling through my phone when it buzzes. It's my mom, Linda. Hey, sweetie, have you heard the big news? I roll my eyes. What news, Mom? Your brother Jason is engaged. Isn't it wonderful? I nearly spit out my coffee. Wait, what? Jason. Engaged? Yes, to that lovely girl, Megan, he's been seeing. Oh, Emily, we're so excited. Let me fill you in on Jason. At 25, he's still living the post-college life, minus the actual college part. Sure, he's got a marketing job, but his real talent is blowing money he doesn't have and charming his way out of the consequences. Naturally, I call my best friend Sophia. Soph, you are not going to believe this. Jason's engaged. No way. To that Instagram girl? Yep, Megan, the influencer herself. Oh boy, this should be interesting. How do you feel about it? I sigh. Honestly, I'm worried. Jason isn't exactly Mr. Responsible. Later that day, I'm at work, trying to focus when my coworker Michael notices me zooming out. Emily, you've been staring at that code for, 10 minutes. You good? I spill the beans about Jason's engagement. Michael listens and then shrugs. Maybe it'll be good for him, settling down and all. I chuckle. You clearly don't know Megan. Settling down isn't in her vocabulary, unless it's followed by in a mansion. That evening, I head over to my parents' house. As I pull up in my reliable old sedan, bought with my own hard-earned cash, thank you very much, I spot Jason's pride and joy, Grandpa's vintage Mustang, gleaming in the driveway. That car is practically family. Inside, it's like a wedding planning frenzy. Mom, Dad, Jason, and Megan are flipping through bridal magazines like their lives depend on it. Emily, Mom beams, come look at these venues Megan picked out. I glance at the prices and nearly choke again. Wow, can you guys afford this? Jason waves me off. Don't worry, we've got it all figured out. Yeah, Megan chimes in, flashing her massive engagement ring. It's going to be the wedding of the century. I catch my dad's eye. Dad, don't you think this is a bit much? He just smiles. Now, Emily, it's a special day. We want it to be perfect for your brother. As I drive home, a knot forms in my stomach. This perfect wedding. It's going to lead to some very imperfect problems. The next week, I stop by my parents' place again, but something's wrong. Grandpa's Mustang is gone. I feel a rush of panic as I knock on the door. Hey, where's the Mustang? I ask as Jason sheepishly steps forward. Ah, about that. My heart sinks. You didn't. Emily, weddings are expensive. We needed the cash. It feels like a punch in the gut. You sold Grandpa's car for this ridiculous wedding. Jason crosses his arms defensively. It's not ridiculous, it's our dream. It's insane. That car was part of our family. Mom and Dad come rushing in, probably hearing my raised voice. What's going on? Dad asks. I turn to them, fuming. Did you know Jason sold the Mustang? Their faces give them away. They knew. Sweetie, Mom starts cautiously. We understand this is upsetting, but what? You're okay with this? Dad steps in. Emily, your brother is starting a new life. He needs our support. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Support? This isn't support, it's enabling. Jason scoffs. Oh, here we go. Say, Emily, always so perfect. At least I'm not afraid to take risks. The argument escalates until I storm out, slamming the door behind me. Later that week, I meet Sophia for coffee. They're unbelievable. I vent. It's like Jason can do no wrong. Sophia nods sympathetically. Have you talked to Michael about this? Not yet. Why? Well, he knows people. Maybe he's heard something. Curious. That night, I call Michael. Hey, weird question. Have you heard anything about Jason? There's a pause. Actually, yeah. And it's not good? My heart skips a beat. What do you mean? Word is, he's been borrowing money, but not from banks. My blood runs cold. What are you saying? There's this guy, Victor. Real nasty piece of work, a loan shark. I feel sick. Are you sure? Pretty sure, Emily. Be careful. This guy doesn't mess around. The next day, I confront Jason at his apartment. Who's Victor? Jason's face goes pale. How do you? It doesn't matter. What are you thinking? Just then, Megan waltzes in, all smiles. Hi, Emily. We were just discussing cake flavors. What do you think about lavender vanilla? I ignore her. Jason, this is serious. You're in over your head. Megan's tone shifts, snapping at me. Mind your own business, Emily. We've got everything under control. Really? Even Jason losing his job? Jason's eyes widen in shock. Megan turns to him, her smile vanishing. Wait, what? You lost your job? The facade crumbles. Jason breaks down, admitting everything. I leave feeling hollow. At home, I call Sophia again. It's a mess, Soph, and my parents are just enabling him. What are you going to do? I sigh. I don't know, but I can't keep watching this train wreck. Good, Sophia says. It's time you stood up for yourself, Em. As I hang up, I realize she's right. It's time to stop being the perfect daughter and start looking out for myself. The wedding is coming, and with it, a storm none of us are ready for. The big day finally arrived, and I found myself lost in a sea of tulle, glitter, and extravagance. Jason and Megan's wedding was every bit the over-the-top spectacle I'd expected. I leaned over to Sophia, my plus one. Can you believe this place? I whispered. It's like a unicorn threw up in here. Shh, your mom's coming, Sophia warned. Sure enough, Mom approached, beaming with pride. Isn't it beautiful, Emily? Your brother looks so happy. I forced a smile. Yeah, Mom, it's something. As I made my way to the bar, I'd overheard Megan chatting with her bridesmaids, and he didn't even hesitate. One mention of my dream wedding, and that old car was history. A week later, my phone buzzed at 7 a.m. It was Jason. Hey, sis, I've got a favor to ask. I sighed. What now, Jason? I've got some job interviews lined up, but well, with the Mustang gone. You need a ride? I finished for him, already exasperated. Just for a week, tops, please, Em. I get it's my better judgment, I agreed. But as the week went on, something didn't sit right. Jason's so-called interviews were at odd hours and in strange locations. On day 5, curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to follow him. To my shock, I watched as Jason picked up strangers, clearly doing ride shares in my car. That night, I confronted him outside our parents' house. Job interviews, huh? Funny, I didn't realize Uber was hiring. Jason's face fell. Emily, I can explain. Save it. You've been using my car for ride shares. Are you insane? I'm trying to make money here. You should be supporting me. Supporting you? You lied to me, Jason. Our argument drew Mom and Dad outside. What's going on? Dad demanded. Your precious son has been using my car for ride shares, lying about job interviews. I snapped. Mom looked stunned. Jason, is this true? Jason put on his best innocent face. I'm just trying to provide for Megan. You understand, right? To my disbelief, Mom and Dad softened. Well, Dad began. At least he's showing initiative. I couldn't believe my ears. Are you kidding me? He lied. He's putting my car at risk. Mom tried to soothe me. Now, Emily, family helps family. Jason's going through a rough patch. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. It was my boss. Hello? Yes, I'm on my way. What? No, I'll be there, I promise. I hung up, panic setting in. I've got to go. Big presentation today. I jumped in my car, praying I'd make it in time. But halfway there, the engine made a horrible noise and smoke poured from under the hood. No, no, no. I pulled over, helpless as I watched my career go up in smoke. Literally. Hours later, I sat in a mechanic's waiting room, my missed presentation looming large in my mind. Mom and Dad walked in, looking concerned. Oh, sweetie, Mom began gently. Jason told us what happened. Are you okay? I stared at them, incredulous. Am I okay? I just missed a career-defining presentation because Jason trashed my car. Dad frowned. Now, Emily, accidents happen. Jason feels terrible. I'm sure he does, I spat. And let me guess, you're here to ask me to forgive him? Mom looked hurt. We're family, Emily. We support each other through thick and thin. I stood up, shaking with anger. Support? Where's my support? When has anyone in this family ever supported me? As I stormed out, leaving my parents stunned, I knew something had to change, and it had to start with me. After that blow-up at the mechanics, I knew I needed to do something drastic. I called Jason, trying to sound like the forgiving sister. Hey, I've been thinking, maybe I can help you get a job at my company. Really? You do that for me? Jason asked, sounding hopeful. Of course. What's family for? I cringed internally as I said it. The next day, I met Jason at a coffee shop near my office. "So, where's this interview?" he asked, looking around. "Oh, it's not here. Follow me," I said, leading him to a sketchy part of town. We stopped in front of a rundown building. This doesn't look like your company." "It's not, Jason. Meet Victor." A burly man stepped out of the shadows. Jason's face went white. "What's going on?" he stammered. I pulled out my phone, hitting record. "Why don't you tell Victor about your business plans?" Thinking he was impressing a potential investor, Jason began to brag. "Oh man, I've got it all figured out. Insurance scams, identity theft, you name it. These suckers won't know what hit them." Victor's amusement quickly turned to anger. "Suckers, huh? Like me?" Jason realized his mistake too late. "No, wait, I didn't mean. You owe me money, punk. I want it." I slipped away, leaving Jason to face the consequences of his actions. That night, I sent the recording to everyone who needed to hear it. The next morning, all hell broke loose. My phone exploded with messages. "Emily, how could you?" Mom sobbed. "Is this true?" Dad demanded. Megan's message was brief. "It's over." I ignored them all and focused on packing my bags. Sophia and Michael helped me move to a new city where I immersed myself in work. Months passed and I got promoted, made new friends, and slowly started to feel like myself again. Then, out of the blue, Michael called with shocking news. "Emily, you might want to sit down for this. Jason's been arrested, fraud charges. And your parents? They're not doing so hot." A twinge of guilt crept in, but I pushed it aside. "Thanks for telling me, Michael." A week later, while sipping coffee at my favorite cafe, I heard familiar voices. I looked up to see Mom and Dad, looking older and more tired than I remembered. "What are you doing here?" I asked, my heart racing. Dad spoke first. We came to apologize." "I'm listening." "We were wrong, Emily. So wrong. We never should have enabled Jason like that." "No, you shouldn't have," I interjected. Dad continued. "We failed you, Emily. Can you ever forgive us?" I took a deep breath. "I don't hate you, but I can't pretend everything's okay." Mom's eyes filled with tears. "We just want a chance to make things right." "I need time and space," I said firmly. "I hope you can respect that." As I walked away, I heard Dad call out, "We're proud of you, Emily. We should have said that a long time ago." I didn't turn back, but I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. For the first time in years, I felt truly free. Whatever came next, I knew I could handle it. After all, I was Emily Parker, and I was done living in anyone's shadow. The story of Emily Parker and her family's turmoil had reached its conclusion. Now, I have a question for you. If you were in Emily's shoes, would you have exposed Jason's schemes, knowing it could tear your family apart? Or would you have chosen to keep the peace, even at your own expense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.